And it's a 424.6 million shilling conversation. And we're going to be going into some of the intrigues of that. Joining us in the studio this morning is the winner of that jackpot. And you're asking yourself, okay, what exactly is going on? Well, I'll tell you. Joining us in the studio this morning is Boniface Kamau. He's a SportPesa mega jackpot winner, and he's here with us this morning. We're going to have that conversation. Boniface, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah.
One would imagine that you'd be a little bit more excited than that, but I guess we'll get into the conversation. Welcome to the hot seat of the Situation Room. One would imagine that your pockets are burning right about now, but we'll look into the intrigues of how this all happens and beyond the money, isn't it? What exactly this does mean. And you tell us a little bit of your story, and we'll get into that this morning. Before we do, as we normally do, we welcome you with today's proverb. We would like to get your interpretation of that proverb. Is that okay?
Yeah, and you see, just like you, now that you'll be flying first class, we also flew first class to Botswana, where we'll be getting our proverb today. And one of the delicacies, when you go down there, you should try, they're called the Mofani worms. So the Mofani worms is a traditional delicacy, rich in protein, harvested from the Mofani tree. You know, some of the delicacies that rich people have out here, you know. Yeah, but then again, if you go down there, they're diamonds, right? Yeah. So also if you want to buy your loved ones diamonds, Botswana is the place to go. But then again, let's go to the proverb. A crushed calabash can still be used to draw water. A crushed calabash can still be used to draw water. How would you interpret that?
You should not you should not despise anyone because of his background or something. Because one day he can become someone important. Yeah.
Well said.
Well said, indeed. Well said. Can become someone important tomorrow.
Yes.
And of course, within the circumstances, perhaps that's what we're talking about today. All right. So the world suddenly knows who you are because you won through a jackpot 424.6 million shillings. Okay. How did that get about?
Yeah, I was on my just usual job where I work. By the way, I work in transport industry. A company called Nuclear Investment. I was doing my just usual job when I got this call from Captain, the CEO of SportPesa. He called me and said, "You know what? You won the mega jackpot." And I was like, "What?" I just said, "Ni God."
Okay, hang on. What did you do to be able to get there? He called you, you played. What did you do? You spent some money. How did that happen? It wasn't just out of the blue that somebody called you.
We usually bet. That's betting.
What did you do?
There is this betting, this mega jackpot, which usually comes on weekends. It has 17 games. I think I have some slips here. I can show you. I usually go to a cyber and then print those slips. I analyze before betting and then I place the bets. This is what I usually do. I've done it for the last 10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
You've been betting for the last 10 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever won? Before we get to 424 million, have you ever won in the betting that you've been doing over the last 10 years?
Some bonuses.
Okay, so what have you won? Let's say, and how much have you spent and what have you won?
I've won, the highest I've won bonuses was 171,000. Yeah.
So you've won before?
Yeah. Bonuses, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've won before, and what were you spending on these bets that you were placing?
I usually spend, for placing one bet, we usually spend 99 shillings. But since I bet responsibly, I usually spend, on the higher side, I spend 300 shillings to 500 shillings.
What's responsible betting?
You don't have to take school the kids' school fees and go and bet with that money. No, all the food or the money for the food. You do everything after you bet with the remaining. If it's 100 bob or 200, yeah.
So you've been betting with around that amount for the last 10 years.
Yes.
The highest you've won is 171,000 shillings.
Yeah.
You decided to place this bet this time. And what were you betting on? You said there were 17 games. And how long ago was this?
It was on 3rd. Let me see. It was on 3rd. The games were starting at 5. I placed the bet. Yet you can see it. There are about 17 games. I placed the bet where I was on my usual job, booking and ticketing. And there were some hitches here and there because after placing, I didn't have the money. So I had to call guy from M-Pesa. Where? Niwekea 500. And then akaniwekea and then
You did that thing.
Yeah.
Yes, somebody may ask, how did you decide on the bet that won? Is it the gut feeding, the research? How did you...
I know it's hard if you've never... for us who bet, it's very easy. As you can see, there are 2 teams here. The one is the one which is on home ground. There is, as you can see, this is the home, draw and away. So you'd bet. You see the first team, like here is Sako Bruge and Anderlecht. Sako Bruge wako home ground. Unasema you analyze using your whatever you analyze with. We usually analyze using the history. You see this team, if the research. If it's away, this team it's usually draws or it usually wins. That's what we normally do.
Okay.
So after analyzing, then you place the bet. You see, the total of the games are 17 games, but you can decide to place 13 games. But the money is not the same. For 13 games, it's smaller. For 14, 13, it goes up.
So as we speak right now, with the winnings that you've received thus far, how has that changed your life, or how would that change your life?
Definitely that will change my life, because I was living in a rental. I won't rent anymore. Where I come from, Mashamba, it's a bit dry, so I've decided to give back to the society. I'll draw a borehole. Yeah.
How's the family taking it?
Yeah.
How's the family taking it?
The family they're just cool like me, as you can see. I've relaxed.
Also, you were not chill like this before, is essentially what you're telling us.
No, that's my nature. Okay. That's how I usually be.
Okay, so how would we know if you were relaxed?
For those who knows me, that's how I've been.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this has... What this experience of placing this bet and then winning in the manner in which you have has moved or changed something fundamentally. What is that? And then moving on, how are you going to handle this? Because you're not the first one who's won.
Yeah.
You won't be the first one to ever win on a bet. But how are you going to handle it? Because where you had to borrow 500 shillings to make this bet and then come out on the other side with it with 500,000 shillings, or rather 500 million shillings, then how are you going to manage that life? What are things that you've already put in place to say this? Because this is crazy. Let's be honest, Boniface. Let's have a real conversation here about this thing. 500 bob, which you had to borrow. Okay? You've been betting for 10 years. You have at most won 170,000 shillings, right?
Yeah.
You had to borrow 500 shillings to make this bet. You come out on the other side of it with 500 million shillings. That is a monumental shift in reality, is it not?
Is it?
How are you going to handle that?
As I've told you, I've been betting for the last 10 years. What I know, God has, because if I was given that money 10 years back, I think I wouldn't manage that. But since I've been growing gradually, I think, I don't think I'll have any hitch for handling that money. Because I have someone who can hold my hand. My brother-in-law is a financial advisor.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there will be any challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I know that when you hear the word billion, it would sound as though, it's just it's a nominal amount. But if we were to start counting right now and say that we would count from 1 to 1 billion, we would not be done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay. So you say like it's not a big deal, and I'm not trying to convince you that it is, but it is. And so have you taken into your minds the reality of the situation here that we're talking about? Because of the fact that the world over, there have been people who have gone home with winnings, similar to this, more than this, less than this, but, have come out on the other side of it, unfortunately, not too long after that, with nothing. And that's the reality that I'm asking if you're aware of.
I'm aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see me,
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I don't see there won't be any like misspending of the money, because I know what I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I told you, if that money was given me 10 years back,
Yes.
I don't think I would have managed to handle that money. But right now, God has prepared me. I know I'll be able to handle the money.
Okay.
You say you know how you're going to handle the money, and you know what you want. What is it that you want?
In terms of investment, I don't think I will start investing with like real estate or no. There are so many ways that I can invest my money.
Okay. And we'll get into that in just a bit. Joining us also right on this is Willis Oryang. Willis Oryang is the PR and advertising manager with SportPesa, and he joins us as well as this morning. Willis, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Karibu sana.
Thank you, Sana, for hosting us today.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
From what we see so far, folks are doing some good winning out here. If we can be so scarce with our adjectives and use just good, but okay, let's go with that.
Okay.
And then, the question on everybody's minds this morning is that how does one win 1 billion shillings on a bet of 500 bob?
So, Thank you so much. For us, it's been a long time coming. It's something we've yearned. I think it's 8 years on so far.
For someone to win?
Yes, for someone to win.
Okay.
This is one of our biggest products. It's called the Mega Jackpot. It's a product that since SportPesa, for those who know the journey of SportPesa, since our return sometime in 2019, it reset, started at 100 million, and it's been growing week on week whenever it's not won. So it grew to 200, 300, 400, and eventually one man, Kamau, bagged it at 424. So it's possible. All it takes is actually it would have taken him just 99 shillings to win from analysis of predicting the correct outcome of all the 17 games. And yes, it's realistic, it's real. He's here, the man is here, he has his winnings which were paid instantly, and yes, 424 million, 500 million, it's true, it's possible, it's been done by him, he's right here, and we are really proud of him to have bagged this amount.
I mean, when such happens, I mean, it's great that Boniface has this, and there is also another company, SportPesa. But then again, in the management of these funds, do you have it in you as a company in holding who you'd call your partners, like say now Boni, in ensuring that this money is managed and spent well, or is it Umeshinda? It's been real.
Yeah. So in our history as a company, I think we like to handhold our customers really dear, especially we know not only in Kenya but in other countries, there are people who won lotteries and all that, but 1 year, 1 month down the line, some of them have nothing to show. So in our history, we ensure that we handhold and we guide our customers. Of course, the final decision lies with them, but we link them up with financial advisors. We link them up with investment advisors and investment groups in terms of to just guide them what is it that they can do with their money. So that has already, that financial literacy part, it's a work in progress. We've already had quite a number of sessions since we had Boni as our winner, and we know out of it he will come out with an informed decision. And just to say, as we did his unveiling 2 days ago, joining us to just push that credibility were also two of our past jackpot winners. We had Abisai who bagged 220 and someone called Ogada who bagged 230 million. So I think courtesy of the advice that we gave them, these are people who to date still enjoy the fruits of their winnings. They went into the right financial advice literacy sessions, and they were able to make the right informed decisions. And yes, their monies have changed their lives. We were joking with Boni, telling him that this is money that needs to transform and make an impact just beyond him, even to his children, to his grandchildren. And with the right financial advice and decisions that will solely rely with him, we are very confident this is money that will impact not only just him and his family, but even his community and generations to come.
Do you know that somebody's going to win, Willis?
We didn't know. So
just tell us how it works, because folks are curious.
Yeah.
Tell us how it works exactly, because you know that there's going to be a jackpot.
Yes.
For example, isn't it?
Yes.
But you don't know that somebody will win it. It is just there.
Yes.
Explain to us how it works, please.
So how it works is, for those who are familiar with the gaming industry. So our mega jackpot consists of 17 games. So we have 17 games. Even right now, after it was won, of course, it was reset to 100 million. It wasn't won the past weekend. Right now, it's 100 million 600 and something thousand. So how it works is we have the 17 games, and those who are familiar with football outcomes, it's either the home team wins or the away team wins, or it's a draw. So what happens is, on the 17 games, you need to predict whether game number 1, is it the home team that will win? Game number 2, is it the away team that will win? Game number 3, will it be a draw, home or away win? So that's exactly what Boni did. Fortunately for that week, or unfortunately, one game was not played. That was game number 8. And whenever a game is not played, we go into a public draw. A public draw is an open process where, joining us with the Betting Control and Licensing Board, we have what I would say a blower machine or a draw machine that has 3 balls, just predicting the outcomes of this. So it's blown randomly, and then one the machine picks one which determines the outcome of the game, just like draws are done across all the sports. So Boni had already predicted 16 games, so he had already predicted the correct outcomes of the 16 games. Of all the 16 games.
Okay.
And lucky for him, I think he goes into a proper analysis. Every week he prints out what we would say are the jackpot games of that week. And so his 16 had already ticked green. So what he was waiting for was the outcome of the one game that was not played, which was game number 8. And his prediction for that is that the game would end up in a draw, be it a 1-1 or a 2-2 or a 0-0. And lucky for him, I think this is the biggest luck of the year. Lucky for him, the outcome of the draw came out as X, which was a draw. And that meant that his correct predictions of 17 out of 17 came out right.
And he told you all of this information after you noticed that he had won?
No.
Okay.
We knew this information.
You've been following up with him beforehand?
Yes. We follow up with all our customers because on the back end, we're able to see in terms of what number. So if it's me who placed the jackpot, for instance, which of course staff we are not allowed to, we would already see that already, even with the 16 games played, there's someone who's already gotten all the 16 right.
All right.
And in fact, he had multiple bets. And if you look at what his balance is, he actually does not have the 424. He has 426. Okay. So one of his predictions also earned a bonus. Yeah.
All right. So let's come back and ask then where all this money comes from. We'll do that in just a minute. Okay. Willis is also here with us as the public relations and an advertising marketing manager with SportPesa, as well as jackpot winner Boniface Kamau, who's told us, we've been told that it is not 424, it's 426. So we're sorry for reducing it. Far be it from us to take 2 million shillings away from you. Also joining us this morning is Willis Oryang, who is PR and advertising manager with SportPesa. And as we continue into this conversation, we went off the break and we're saying, okay, Willis.
Yeah.
Where does all this money come from?
So all this money, of course, comes from the bets, or what I would call the stakes that, of course, customers put. That's, of course, how betting works. It's out of the stake that someone gets their winnings from. Fortunately, there's a good rule, and why SportPesa is really stamps a lot of authority is for the mega jackpot. People asking, where is he going to pay this money in installments and all that. Remember, we've not had the SportPesa mega jackpot won in almost 7 to 8 years. So week on week.
But it's been playing.
It's been played week on week. Yeah, that's how it got to increase from 100, 101 all the way to 424 million. Now, in terms of just security for us and all, this money is guaranteed to be paid because every other week, whenever the SportPesa mega jackpot is not won, we have a fixed account where this money exists, so that whenever it's won, all we do is just transfer right to the owner. Okay. So this money does not sit with us. We will not say that we have to go and get this money or start paying Boni in installments or something. So of course, the resultant of the grand prize is of course from the stakes. Just like any other sports betting works. Okay. Yeah.
So Boni, you have the money in your account. If you were to do bank to M-Pesa, and you would be able to see the money's in your account. Now you have it.
The money is in my SportPesa wallet account.
It's still with SportPesa.
It has not hit. We've done the paperwork, so anytime it will hit in my account. Yeah.
Okay. You said it was immediate though.
Yeah, it was immediate. It reflects immediately in his SportPesa wallet.
Okay.
Yes.
And so, how long will it take to reflect in his now?
Whenever he's ready. He's actually the one who told us just take a pause whenever I'm ready, and whenever I'm ready, you guys can go ahead and transfer the money to me. Yeah, so it's not sitting with SportPesa right now. What happens is every other person or every other customer has a wallet. So just the same way you have your M-Pesa, you take cash and you deposit in your M-Pesa wallet. In as much as it's sitting with Safaricom and all, it is your money.
Okay.
So immediately, instantly, the money got transferred, and he got a congratulations message that evening that he's won, and so the money is right now is in his wallet.
Okay. Yeah. There's a building west of us.
Yes.
It's a tall building.
And
within that building, there are men and women whose job it is to make sure that Caesar gets what is Caesar.
What belongs to Caesar.
So, does 426 million remain with Boni, or do the good men and women in Times Tower have their bit?
So SportPesa, I think we come out as we've received awards year in, year out in terms of one of the best taxpayers. So in terms of giving Caesar what belongs to Caesar, Caesar rightfully has what belongs to him or her, if we were to give Caesar gender. So luckily for Boni, until about a month ago,
yes,
there were taxes on winnings. So of course there are taxes on stakes and there are taxes on winnings. So until about a month ago, the taxes on winnings used to be 20%. So if you won 100 shillings, what you would get in your wallet was 80 shillings. So what would pay you was 80. However, there was a new regulation that came in place that reduced the tax on winnings from 20% to 5%. So ideally, if you would have won 100 shillings, you would get 95 shillings, and then we would give Caesar 5 shillings. But now, since SportPesa is really mindful of the customer, we decided why not treat our customers to a better experience. So we decided to absorb even the 5% that was to be gotten from our winners to come over to our side. So we decided to leave our customers of the 5% burden. So I can tentatively say that the entire 426 million every shilling goes into Boni's pockets.
So where do you get the 5 shillings again?
The 5%.
Yes.
We are getting it. We are offsetting that on behalf of our customers.
Why are you being so nice?
We're being so nice because we are mindful of them. We know they've handheld us for years in, year out, and of course that just adds to what goodwill we extend to our customers as well. Yes.
You see, when you talk about the betting business, as it were, so there is the aspect of stakes being given, our winners, we also have losers and all that. But then again, let's extrapolate that and look at what other things SportPesa is doing. So let's look at the investment in sporting activities in the country. Let's look at giving back to the community. And one would just ask, what has been the impact that SportPesa has had to the society that is Kenya, if one would ask?
Okay. If we were to start narrating what impact SportPesa has had since its inception, we'd probably need an entire day. So proudly, we normally say no one does, since we, of course, from our name sports, our biggest investments go into the sports and talent ecosystem. So over the years, 10 years on, I think we've made the greatest impact in terms of supporting sports development and growth in this country. Right now, if we were to go into the most loved sports, for instance, football, we've just announced our partnership with the Football Kenya Federation, and in the next few weeks to come, we'll be unveiling and launching what we are trying to do to grow and elevate sports in this country. So that's just the most recent one that we announced. But in terms of supporting community clubs, we support 3 of the biggest community clubs in Kenya that plays in the Kenyan Premier League. We are the number 1 and primary partner of Gor Mahia, 21 times champions of the Kenyan Premier League. There's a new club that is a force to reckon with, which is Shabana. And then from the central Kenya side, we have Murang'a Seal that we really support. Apart from that, our national pride, which is in rugby, the Shujaa, the men's national team, we are the primary partner. And of course, they are Olympians. They are one of the most loved rugby teams in the entire world whenever they do the HSBC tour. So SportPesa sponsors them. Apart from that, program called Tujiamini, which is basically let's believe in ourselves. So we go around the country just asking people, do you have talent, be it in sporting, even in the creative economy? We support them with up to about 30 million shillings annually. And apart from that, for the rugby lovers, we are the primary partner and the title partner of the National 7 Circuit, which is actually ongoing, started about a month ago. And this weekend, we are in Nairobi with the Christie Sevens. Happening, just bringing together a whole almost 60-70 clubs to play in competitively in rugby, which becomes also a feeder into the national team. So there's a lot of investment that we do in terms of social responsibility, and we believe it's yielding fruits in terms of growing and developing both our sport and creative economy.
So Boni, since 462 million, a lot has changed, eh? So one would, like previous winnings, you've seen
426,
people 426, so 426, and you find a lot of people wengi wangekuja hapa na mask. Unajua leo niko na COVID, mimi ni mgonjwa, or sunglasses or what. Like you're a chilled person. But has anything changed? Have you changed your numbers? Phone calls ziko aje? Unapigiwa simu kiasi gani? Ama unakaa ile mtaa ama umetoka? Na wewe pia umeacha ama unaendelea?
Phone calls, there's so mingi, a lot. For the phone number, I've changed. Yeah.
So unaingiaje kwa account ya SportPesa na namba mpya?
Saizi siingi. Nimejipe break kwanza.
Okay.
Yeah. Saizi siingi mpaka a while. Kwenye nilikuwa naishi nako chini ya maji. Yeah.
Unatembeaje mtaa?
Rife ama
You know, juu ya kusumbuliwa. Yeah.
kukopa marafiki anataka pesa?
Phone calls, mtu mmoja kupigia for the last 5 years. Akupigia, so unaona tu
Kuamue
wanakusumbua. Decide to
Unachorea.
yeah.
So let's look at this, yeah? So you know, like once you get half a B, it's not just little money. This would be like some budgets for some counties, just some supplementary budgets, yeah? But here now we're talking about he's received that money. You're taking him through first of all social support, which is important, financial management, but then again there is the aspect of security. Because I remember even when the first guy won, I remember the kind of security this guy received was crazy. So as we talk about him right now, because now he's exposed out there, everyone knows he has 462 million. How are you handling
giving
that?
him more money?
426.
Please, can you add the money so that Seto can be happy?
Yeah, so 426. Security aspect of it all. Are you also sorting him out in terms of that, ensuring that even Nakamehama and Akaplace Fiti until everything is now settled?
Yeah. So just like you said, this is not any mean amount. In fact, I tried wrapping my head around it, and I was telling myself, if I were to earn 1 million shillings every month, and that is net income, it would take me 35 years to gather that money without spending the million in every month. So this is not no ordinary amount. In terms of security, we know definitely he is exposed. And just like you were asking him, other people would come with masks and all that, probably to just fake an identity. But he's here. He has all the details to show. So we are mindful of what his security looks like. That has already been properly taken care of, because there are those, of course, who will think he's for 26 million. He's walking around with the money probably in some bag or something. But that is not the case. So in terms of his security, we are very mindful of that. Not just he's alone, but he's even together with the family. So that is properly being taken care of. And just like we did with Abisai and Ogada and everything, we've never had any breaches of security.
What if I don't want to come round with you after this is done? I win the jackpot. Bonnie, did you want to be out in the open? There was a jackpot winner. It was announced, and then now everybody knows who you are. You could have won 500 million shillings and then remained in your home. But how comfortable did it make you? And what if I wanted to be anonymous? If I wanted to maintain a certain level of anonymity. After winning, could I not do that?
So yeah, that's really interesting. In our terms and conditions, it's very clear, not only for the mega jackpot, but even in our midweek jackpots, that whenever it's won, we need to have some unveiling. The reason we do that is, in fact, it's the very same customers that play that would demand, in fact, they would demand to see, we want to know who the winner is. Because otherwise, they would actually think that we faked a winner, or they would actually think that there is no winner that exists. So that's why we have Boni to show. And suppose it was not him who won, and then the following day he got to receive that the news that someone else was won. He would also, as an ardent player, for our information, in fact, he's played 2,914 times ever since he registered with SportPesa. So had it not been him, and then he had that someone else is the one who's won, he would actually demand as what they normally say as an investor, to see who is this. Is he someone who exists? Is it a real win? So in our terms and conditions, we've actually spelled it out that we have to do an unveiling.
Yes. And somebody may ask, how many people typically participate in the kind of a bet that he won?
So it's quite a number. Of course, it's one of the most trusted betting and gaming product in the country. So we see quite some good numbers. So hundreds of thousands, perhaps, who place their bets week in, week out.
So approximately, one would ask another difficult question if you're if you can answer. Okay. So from say 426, 26, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How much does SportPesa make?
Just like Standard Group, I'm sure Standard Group probably, in as much as it's listed and all, the numbers are there. It's Standard Group is a business and it has to be in business, and so is SportPesa. So I believe SportPesa makes extra money enough for me to earn a salary outside of the 426 million that Boni has bagged. Yeah. In terms of the actual numbers, I would like to say I'm privy to them, but definitely it makes money enough outside of what our winnings are. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe a difficult or uncomfortable, sticky question, and this is for both of you. We'll start with you, Boni. Is that we also know that there are folks who will spend their last cent. There are folks who will beg, borrow, steal. There are folks who will take money for food. You mentioned something like that before. There are folks who will take money for school fees to go and bet, hoping to win something. How do we deal with that vice in society today? How did you deal with it?
Like I told you, I'm a responsible person. I don't go after I pay my bills, food, electricity, water, rent, school fees, the remaining amount, that's what I usually bet with. Be it 100, 200, but no more than 500. Yeah. So for those who bet, I would advise them to bet responsibly. Yeah.
How have you seen it that affected folks, Willis?
Yeah, it's a matter of concern that we've also taken with a lot of seriousness. In fact, we normally say, please only bet what you can afford to lose. So as a company, we know we are not burying our heads in the sand that this gaming has become a concern in the country. But remember, it's not just gaming alone. There are other industries. We have people who engage in drugs, people who engage in alcohol and all that. So courtesy of the Betting Control and Licensing Board, of course, we know this matter out of the public outright became an issue some 2-3 months ago that in a way it was getting out of hand. And what I would say is the multiple of betting companies, some regulated, some not regulated. In fact, you go down into the mitaa, you find there are even physical betting shops. I think SportPesa is the biggest proclaimer and spreader of the gospel of betting responsibly, and there are quite a number of measures that we've put to safeguard our customers, including self-exclusion, including us having open lines 24 hours to just try and link up people who are fighting and having a struggle with addiction for betting. So through the Association of Gaming Operators, which SportPesa is really a member and an active member of, we've put a responsible gaming campaign that we are running to just enlighten the public and our customers. And that includes even an open line, a toll-free open line that links them up with let's say, advisors, people who are able to just guide them and all. But also in terms of our SportPesa as a gaming company, we have self-exclusion matters. We have people who call us, in fact, 24 hours a day through our open phone lines, and they're able to guide us and tell us that, guys, I'm struggling with this. Then we're able to freeze their accounts. If it's about setting their limits, we're able to help them and guide them set their limits. In fact, we are proud because Boni, despite having been one of our ardent customers, he reports to work at nuclear investment offices and is able to go about his business. He's been working there for 10 years. Had he been an addict to an extent, he was sacrificing his job to give a lot of effort to betting, then that would have been an issue. And I think from SportPesa, of course, we know there have been cases of people taking up school fees and everything. I think for the number of years I've been part of the company, we've not had one case where someone has called our lines telling us that, guys, I lost all my money, I lost all my school fees in SportPesa. I, let's say, got to this very bad levels of addiction, courtesy of you as a company. We highly advise our customers, of course, to bet responsibly, and they need to view it as entertainment and not a full-time job.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you going to return the 500 shillings that you borrowed to do this, to place this bet? Because you told us you borrowed 500 bob. You told the guy to put it in Pesa for you so that you could place the bet, the last one.
Of course I will.
You will, eh?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that to get into your account to send it back.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are getting on this journey, and you obviously know what you want to. You know what you want to do, essentially.
Yeah.
And are you starting immediately? And how are you going to be able to balance that beyond the being a responsible bettor? How are you going to balance the demands and then the needs for you going into the future? And will you keep betting?
I'm not doing it immediately. I'm taking a holiday to go and unwind. Later, after holiday, I'll come and start. I'll be in a position to know what I exactly want to do. Yeah. For betting, I'll continue betting. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's interesting to see how a lot of these work out. So there are many folks who are thinking, I wish that could be me. What would be your advice to them, Willis?
I think there's a famous saying in Swahili, bahati ya mwenzi usilalie mlango wazi. So it was his luck, probably well deserved. And my advice to them is SportPesa is here to stay. We still have big winnings, of course, out of our mega jackpot, which reset to 100 million. And the beauty is we have sub jackpots. Apart from the 17 out of 17, we have one that is 16, 15, and even 14. So the 16 out of 16 actually has a higher price than the 17 out of 17 right now, because it's been stayed for long before being won. It's at more than 150 million. So yes, that 99 shillings that they have, they can still try their luck, and they could just be the next mega jackpot winner that joins the exclusive club of millionaires that Boni is the newest member in.
Boniface, Kamau, Willis Oryang, thank you very much for being here this morning. Congratulations again to you.
Thank you very much for hosting us.
I'll continue with this conversation. Good morning.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.